What's up, guys? Today we're talking about Elon Musk buying Twitter. So was it a good purchase, and why did he buy it? What's the plan here? This guy is the richest man in the world. Seemingly so. Some days he's not, some days he is, but close enough. Why is he buying Twitter? So I want to bring up this one video where he's doing another interview with Tucker Carlson on Fox, and he's talking about the finances and why he purchased it. And then I'm going to share my views on why I think he actually did it as well. So let's get into the video here.
You bought Twitter famously. You've got a lot of other businesses and a lot going on.
Yes.
You said you bought it because you believe in speech, free speech. You've had a lot of hassle since you bought it. In retrospect, was it worth buying it?
I mean, it remains to be seen as to whether this was financially smart. Currently, it is not. We just revalued the company at less than half of the acquisition price.
Did you really?
So they found a lot of bots and a lot of unnecessary staff that they didn't really need to run it, even though it was making headlines. Just going to throw that in there so you understand.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, my timing was terrible for when the offer was made, because it was right before advertising plummeted, and
Yeah. You got the high water mark, I noticed.
yeah. So I must be a real genius here. My timing is amazing, since I bought it for at least twice as much as it should have been bought for. But some things are priceless. And
So he's basically financially not really caring about this transaction. I think he picked up on the aspects that it wasn't going to be the best buy, and he's got other reasons which are really good. He goes into them right now. I think it's pretty important. This is the whole thing about, yes, there's finances, but there's also value to business. And if you really believe in the business, you're able to add that value. That's what we're talking about here on this channel, where it's not all of what it seems, right? There's a longer time horizon for this guy to be able to add this value, to be able to turn the company around that can make it work. He feels he's able to bring that to the table. And that's what we discuss here. So we need to really talk a little bit about that, because that's kind of the main thing that I'm going for with why, one of the richest men in the world would purchase Twitter, which we know was struggling.
And so whether I lose money or not, that is a secondary issue compared to ensuring the strength of democracy, and free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy.
Yes.
And the speech needs to be as transparent and truthful as possible. So we've got a huge push on Twitter to be as truthful as possible. We've got this community notes feature, which is great.
It is great.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I saw it this morning.
yeah,
It was far more honest than the New York Times.
it's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's talking a lot about the value aspect here. So he's been quoted as saying this is going to be the digital Times Square. He's basically seeing that Facebook and other social sites, Instagram, of course, owned by Facebook, and TikTok too, of course, as another major platform. He's basically seeing that he can hop in, remove a lot of these restrictions, make it more open, make it more honest, and that's going to be a long-term value add. With his reputation and his backers and his financing, he's able to basically make this work. I don't really know of too many other companies or people that can kind of pull this off the top of my head. It is a risky play nonetheless, and it's back to that long-term time horizon, whether it's actually going to work out or not. But I wanted to also focus a little bit about the finances before I get into my thoughts here. So I'm just going to zoom ahead a little bit, and we're going to hear what he has to say about that.
See if acquiring it is possible. Now, I didn't have enough cash to acquire it, so I would need support from others, from some of the existing investors. I would also need like a lot of debt, and so it wasn't clear to me
Which he
whether
can get.
an acquisition would succeed, but I thought I would try. And ultimately, it did succeed. Anyway, here we are.
But when you got there and all of a sudden you own
Anyway,
it, and
here
all
we
the
are.
data on the servers belongs to you. And
Well, it belongs to the people, in my view, but yes.
But you can see what it is, and you can
Yes.
see what they've been doing, and you can see who's been working there. You were shocked to find out that various intel agencies were.
All right, yeah, so they started going into politics and control and stuff like that. So that's really good. Tucker's basically feeding him really good information here that he's able to double down on. And of course, he's basically highlighting, hey, the government's controlling this stuff. They're able to see this stuff. DMs are not encrypted, so if your DMs aren't encrypted, then you know the DOJ or whoever government agencies are able to see it. So these are just highlighting points that government agencies are seeing what you're saying. So there's not a lot of trust, right, when the social network's going to be doing that. And so when he's taking over, he's basically adding that value. So that's a major value add that he's doing. The other thing that I wanted to highlight too was when he purchased Twitter, he took it off the stock market here. So you can see, so since late in 2022, he took it private, delisted it. So this is going to give him a few advantages. This is going to not allow him and the company to be influenced by outside buyers or purchasers that may be able to purchase a substantial amount of Twitter to sort of influence it. He's basically able to take it in the direction that he wants to go. And he also doesn't want somebody barking up his tree telling him what to do with this. And it's kind of tough for him because on one hand, he's got to go total beast mode and he's got to handle this pretty much solo, which he can do. But on the other hand, he's got to hurry up because investors know that with Elon, it's going to be a little bit of a ride. But he's got to kind of prove that value as quick as possible. Although he's pitching, hey, this is going to be a longer time horizon. It's kind of good and bad. So on the review side of things, which I thought was quite interesting, was it a good idea to answer that question? It was a good idea. It was also not a good idea. In the end, I am more towards the it was a good idea. So the main concern is that Elon is doing so many things, and it's like, how can you basically be CEO of all these major companies and still be able to focus on what's on your plate? And well, this guy's really good at delegating and he works like a monster. So we see here, is he the founder of SpaceX? He founded SpaceX, right? But is he the founder of Tesla? He's not the founder of Tesla. He was the founder of PayPal and Twitter. He's not the founder of, but he basically has a lot of experience, whether it's starting his own business or it's taking over. He's got experience on both, which is wild. In the end, I think it's a little bit better because he knows from start to finish what it's like to start a business up and grow it, and he has the skill sets to take the company to the next level. He also has the clout, and the last part of this that I think is a very smart play for him is it makes him even more relevant, gives him even more content to talk about and basically bring light to at any point in time. He's basically able to also give a lot of people a little bit more free speech here. He's able to basically come out with these, this YouTube video is a prime example, right? So here I am talking about it because he's talking about it, and that makes him more relevant. So he's going to be in the spotlight more. That brings a lot of value to his businesses, specifically even Tesla, for example, that doesn't really even use marketing to market themselves. And so in the end, I think it's bad because Twitter's going to take quite some time to really grow and become something huge. But at the same time, it's good because I think he's one of very few people, if at the only person that can handle this. And long term, probably within the next 5 to 10 years, he can start making this something that's really worth chatting about. This company needs to start making money. They need to start making ad rev. Companies got to start trusting it again. So he's got to bring that to the table. That's going to take a few years to figure out. And I think he can do it. He can bring a lot to the table. He's got to delegate the crap out of this. So it's going to be, once again, a very wild ride watching him do this. And in the end, I think it's going to be good, though. It would be really nice to have something that we feel we're confident in talking on, advertising with, and that we're not getting censored like crazy, or that there's any government agencies that have a huge hand in the say of what's been going on. Obviously, TikTok just got hit pretty hard. by the government, and still is, if it's going to even still be not banned in the United States. So we got to keep an eye on this. But just my final thoughts are basically, I think it is a good idea Elon Musk purchased this. I think it's going to be very challenging for him. But I think, once again, it's that long-term horizon and that value add. This guy is able to come in with his name, his expertise, and basically his intelligence. He's able to spot things that other people can't spot and see things that other people can't see. And so he's going to have to create something that other people can't envision right now out of nothing, and that's vision, right? So he's able to add that value, and he's banking on that people want to come to a place where you're feeling like, hey, I'm not being censored. So I do expect Twitter to do pretty good. He can also bring it back onto the stock market at some point, but I think he needs to grow revenue and show that it's going to be holding a little bit more weight before that happens. But let me know your thoughts. I really want to know what you're thinking about this. Comment in the section below. Of course, please subscribe and like, as this takes time to develop all these videos. I'm trying to grow my channel, trying to throw my business spin on this from my point of starting a company, moving countries, starting up again, and then hitting it a lot bigger than before. This is my kind of small business, medium-sized business take on this acquisition from Elon Musk, who's done a great job at staying in the media, and it's basically causing him to spend a lot less on marketing for all of his companies. So power to the guy, and I appreciate the ability to have something to talk about. He's really great for providing that great content too. So we'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks so much.